Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the mess. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So, this is according to page6.com. Baby, the door is opened. Well, I added that part. RHOA alum Nene Leaks in talks to make Bravo return after bombshell lawsuit. So, well, they actually did start out with the door is open. The door is open. Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Nene Leaks is negotiating a return to Bravo. Page 6 can confirm. We're told Leaks, 58, is in talks with the network about appearing in the Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip, which is set to film in January 2026. Andy Cohen announced the new installment of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip series last month during BravoCon 2025, and earlier this week, the Real Housewives of Orange County star Vicky Gunvalson, you're not gonna never pronounce her last name, claims she'll be a part of the cast. You know that Vicky is going back to OC I believe as a full time housewife, and then they said somebody's getting the boot. So I don't really watch. I think I've watched like one or two complete seasons of OC, but I don't watch OC like that. Some people are saying that it might be Emily. Emily. Shout out to Miranda. Emily or Gina. You know, I always thought that Gina always gave me Jersey Shore. Like I don't know. Like it's always like anytime I like if I'm just watching like a few seconds of the show, I'm always surprised to see that Gina was casted for Orange County. Maybe even New Jersey. Maybe New Jersey. But definitely Jersey Shore. Anyways, cameras will follow beloved housewives from various cities and years as they make their way across the country, stopping at some of the most memorable locations in Bravo history. We're told Leaks may be among its stars. Cohen 57 also revealed at the fan convention that he and Leaks actually texted a few months ago. Remember, I was talking about that via Twitter, X, whatever it's called, when I was at BravoCon. Her return to the network would be significant as fans remember Leaks quit RHOA. I put quit. Despite her OG status in September 2020, I have been on an extremely long, exhausting, tiring, emotional negotiation, she announced at the time, explaining that there has been a lot of flying from both sides. Anyways, I'll put the link to the article. Let me finish this part. She ultimately made the very hard and very difficult decision to exit the show ahead of season 13. In April 2022, she filed a bombshell lawsuit against Bravo, NBC Universal, and production companies True Entertainment and Truly Original executives from the companies and Cohen. She accused them of fostering a corporate and workplace culture in which racially insensitive and inappropriate behavior is tolerated, if not encouraged. Girl. Leaks alleged that her complaints of racism led in part of her being forced out of the house she built. After 4 months of negotiating between the parties, Leaks filed to dismiss the case without prejudice, giving her ability to reopen it at a later time. Reps for Leaks and Bravo did not immediately respond to page 6 request for comment. You know, I don't want to listen. Ooh, can I say something? I don't want to say this. I'm gonna say it anyways. One, if this is true, if the deal is in talks, if the deal goes through, congratulations to Nene. You know, we love Nene. I would be interested. I'm definitely interested to see what it would be like with Nene engaging with other women that she may not be familiar with. For those who don't know, the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it started out as like a vacation. Like the first season was Kenya. Who was it? Kenya, Kyle, Cynthia, the woman who they say is racist from New York, Ramona. I can't remember the whole cast, but that was like the first. And they would just bring random ladies from different franchises, and they would go on a vacation. And it lasted for about 3 or 4 seasons. You know, the last season was Brandy, I believe, and what's her name, Caroline from New Jersey, and then I think the girl from New Jersey sued, and then she said that Brandy sexually assaulted her. It was a whole mess. They never aired the season. So now they're doing, I guess, as it just stated, like the Ultimate Girls Trip road trip. So it will be interesting to see Nene kind of, be put into this situation with women who she may not be familiar with. I think that's a true test of seeing if you got it. Like when Kenya is a girl who has it. Like she was thrown in with these white ladies and they love Kenya and then turned out to hate, and then they turned around and hated Cynthia. Hello? So that would be interesting. I don't want to be the one to rain down on Nene's parade. I really don't. I'm going to leave it alone. Shout out to Nene. I'll just say this bit because I know somebody, because I know y'all hate when I do that, because I hate when people do it to me. The only thing I will say, I may go more in depth on Patreon, on Patreon, but I will say this much. Nene's going back to the same place, and it doesn't seem like management or anyone has been thrown out of the mix. So, with her having that lawsuit against Bravo, you're going back to the same environment that you left. And from what I understand, girl, Andy is still there, girl, and probably even some of the other people who you claim fostered and encouraged this racially insensitive environment. So it does make me question, like, Nene, were you just upset because you didn't get the money that you wanted, and so you said, "Girl, I'm gonna try to burn this whole motherfucker down"?
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let that motherfucker burn.
I do believe a lot of the stuff that Nene said. I just don't think that Nene gave a damn until she didn't get what she wanted. I do. I believe a lot of the stuff that Nene said. I just don't think that Nene gave a damn until Nene couldn't get the money that she wanted. And when she didn't get her way, she said, okay. But if Nene would have gotten what she wanted, I ain't see nothing. I'm Stevie Wonder. What you talking about? I don't know what y'all talking about. What racially insensitive, girl? I don't know what y'all talking about. It would have been very much one of those situations. I got what I wanted. I don't know what they talking about. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. We good to go. I got my $2 million. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to Nene. I will say this much also. People, as much as Nene got on our nerves, I do think Nene started to smell herself. I think a lot of the OGs start to get that way. Kyle from Beverly Hills, Nene. I think that once the girls start to kind of get us, once they, I'm the OG, right? So I can kind of come in and I ain't got to do shit. No, you still need to work. We're not going to sit here and play this game as though before Nene left or whatever, Nene kind of was lazy. Nene just would pop in and she wouldn't really do nothing. She would get to the reunion. She'd just sit there like, girl, you still got to work. I always thought this too, towards the end. I felt like Nene should have she should have been more of like the matriarch of the group. Like, girl, if I got to get one of these girls together, or if I got to, bang with one of the girls, then we can bang. But I think that Nene should have taken more of like a Karen Hugo route. Like, girl, I'm not trying to fuss and fight over who's the girl in the middle, because everybody knows that I run the show. Like in my head in Potomac, when I think of the girl in charge, even though Giselle has been put in that spot, it's really Karen. Because Karen has a respect from the group. And so to me, that's who runs the group. Like I always say, we don't have to go down this road of what she said about Wendy, what she said about Candace, all that, because we already know what she said and what she's done. But it doesn't take away from the fact that they still love Karen. Those girls always came around to Karen. Candace did, Robin did, Wendy did. So I think that's the true sign of the HBIC. That's the one who has a respect from the girls. Those girls don't respect Giselle. That's why they don't mind cussing Giselle out and girl wearing Giselle low. They respect Karen. They're not gonna go too far with Karen. When Karen do something to me, I might yell at her and curse her out a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it back in, cause that's mama. I'm telling y'all. And then when Karen, when they went back and edited Karen into the very first episode and made her open up the new season, I said, "Oh baby, Karen's the girl. Karen's the girl. She's the girl of the girl of the girls." Anyways, I don't know how we got into Karen, but shout out to Nene Leaks. I'm interested to see Nene, what she will bring to the table if the deal goes through, if this is actually true. I would definitely be tuning in, reviewing, and all that good stuff. I wonder who the ladies. Now, I did see something online that said that Giselle is in talks and also Monique. That will be interesting because you remember at one point, Nene had said something about either Robin or Giselle not being, like there were not any stars on Potomac. And then remember Robin came out and was like, "Well, I am starless." She said some stupid shit like that. Anyways, yeah, shout out to Lanithia. All right, y'all. So this is an update on Sherrone Moore. This is according to People. We've already made a video about this. Sherrone Moore had long history of DV during affair with staffer, her lawyer claimed. Girl. So the embattled Michigan coach allegedly admitted to police that he had an intimate relationship for approximately 2 years with his accuser. Sherrone Moore allegedly confessed to authorities after his December the 10th arrest that he had been in an intimate relationship for approximately 2 years with the University of Michigan staffer who had informed the school about their affair, according to officer testimony at a recent hearing. Police say the embattled former football coach for the school was arrested for allegedly confronting the staffer inside her residence earlier that same day and refusing to leave until she called her lawyer, Heidi Sharp, according to a copy of the transcript from the complaint authorization hearing on December the 12th obtained by People. Sharp then called emergency dispatch on her client's behalf, and according to testimony from Detective Jessica Welker of the Pittsfield Township Police Department, said that Moore was inside of her client's home attacking her. The lawyer went on to tell emergency dispatch that Moore had been stalking her client for months. Welker said at the hearing, adding that Sharp later alleged to officers when they arrived on the scene that Moore had a long history of domestic violence against her client and that he was very dangerous. Baby. Welker noted in court that Sharp had her client both share. Welker noted in court that Sharp and her client both shared their accounts of the events that transpired on the afternoon of December the 10th in interviews with responding officers at the staffer's apartment. According to Welker's testimony, the staffer said to police that the staffer is the white girl. Okay. Had just arrived home following a meeting at school when Moore allegedly showed up unannounced at the home and entered without permission. I said the white girl like he ain't got a white wife and a white girlfriend. I'm talking about the white girlfriend who he was having the affair with at school. That's the staffer, okay? I'll put the link to the article in the description box. The staffer told authorities that Moore barged into her home with tears in his eyes and allegedly grabbed 2 knives out of her drawer and pointed them at her, saying, "You ruined my life, you ruined my life," Welker said in court. Moore allegedly continued towards her with knives, backing her towards the living room. Girl, now some of the people, I'm not trying to downplay the situation, because nigga, your ass is probably going to jail. You done fucked around with America's sweetheart, white girl with blonde hair. Your ass is going to jail. But listen, the people said that he had a butter knife. Girl, I wish a nigga would come into this apartment and threaten me with a butter knife. Girl, I would have set my black ass on this couch and said, girl. Now, girl, if you would have went and got one of them other ones, girl, then we would have... Now, girl, we probably would have had to toss them. Okay? But, girl, what you gonna do with that butter knife, girl? Girl, remember that's how y'all acted with Candace and Ashley? Oh, my God. Candace pulled a machete on Ashley. Girl. Some people say he had a butter knife. I don't know if it was a butter knife. I was not there. So I don't know what the fuck happened. That's how I think that's how you know the nigga angry. Let me tell you something, girl. If he did pull a butter knife, I'm not trying to downplay the situation. I'm not. But what I am saying is, if nigga, you ain't that crazy, okay? Because if you really was crazy, if you, I'm sure Miss Thing had a knife that she probably cut steaks, girl, pork chops. She had a sharp knife in there. If you was really serious, girl, you would have went through one of those cabinets and grabbed the sharpest knife you could find. You grabbed a butter knife, girl. That's how you know the nigga wasn't like, girl, you ain't crazy. You crazy, but you ain't crazy. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, the staffer told the responding officers that she and Moore were in an intimate relationship, but she informed him on the morning of December the 8th that she had nothing more to say to him. Girl, I'll just put the link to the article in the description box. I don't know. I do want to add this, though. Oh, girl. My thing fell off. Hold up. I didn't realize that the mic had fell off. Okay, here we go. So, anyways, I'll put the link. I just got frustrated. I'll put the link to the to the article in the description box. I do want to add this, though. We've had this conversation a plethora of times on my channel. And so I'm just regurgitating some of the things that I've said before. I get it. When you see the nigga with the white wife, the white mistress, it's kind of like, girl. It irks me. This is coming from someone who has had sex with white men and will probably have sex with a white man sometime in the near future. I don't know. I haven't had sex in so long, girl. But anyways, this ain't about it. This ain't about me and who I'm smashing. I'm someone who believes that love is love. Girl, if you find somebody attractive, as long as it's consensual, girl, go for what you know and have the time of your life, right? I get that sometimes when we look at these black men and they have these white wives and white girlfriends, we roll our eyes like, girl. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if some of the people out there, when they make statements like, if he had a black girlfriend, he wouldn't be going through this. If she was a black girl, he won't be going through this, as if it would have been okay if these allegations are true, right? If it would have been okay if he had done this to a black girl, a black woman. Because are you saying that she wouldn't have said anything? She wouldn't have called the cops? You can inflict pain on black women and they just take it? Like, whenever I see those comments, and I'm not trying to be funny, but when I see those comments come from black men and black women, I'm like, I don't know if you grasp exactly what you're saying. Because if you see that the girl is a white woman, and then you say he would not be going through this if it was a black woman, you're pretty much saying that if the roles were reversed and that was a black woman, she just would have took the shit and dealt with it privately. He could have burst into her home, threatened her with a knife, right? Supposedly knock her head between a washer and a dryer, and she wouldn't have said nothing. See, that's why you got to leave them white girls alone, because they'll get you in trouble. If you got you with a black girl, you wouldn't be in jail. No, it wouldn't have been okay. Because if it was a black girl, I would have been there telling y'all call the cops on the motherfucker too. He's in the situation that he's in because of his own doing. Girl, I forgot about this part. Let me read this part. This is the part that really took me out. Listen to this shit. He is now listen. Moore will not be back in court for more than a month, returning on January the 22nd, 2006. He is out of a job. He is now out of a job, and $12.3 million guaranteed by his contract over the next 3 years because the university fired him for cause. So he just missed out on $12.3 million because of lack of self-control. And thinking that he will probably get away with it, right? You know, people like to use, if it was a white man, he wouldn't have gotten in trouble. That may be true to a certain extent, but nigga, you ain't white. Y'all niggas gonna stop thinking y'all white. I be trying to tell y'all. A white man can get away with a whole lot more than black men. We know that. But nigga, you ain't white. And just because you got with that white lady, and just because you had a white mistress, didn't change nothing. You are 100% bona fide. Well, not 100%. But girl, you a bona fide nigga. And you will be treated as such, unfortunately. I don't think it has anything to do with... Girl, listen. You got with the girl. You wanted the girl. She said, girl, it's going to be me or you. Girl. And the bitch said, it damn sure ain't going to be me. And so she took her ass to that schoolhouse and she told them people. Some people say she lost her job. I don't know. Well, we damn sure know he lost his. I don't know what's so hard. I don't know what's so hard about. Can I say something? You don't hear about a lot of black coaches, right? At the college level, professional level. I'm not saying that it's his responsibility to make sure that he moves a certain way to make sure the doors remain open for other black men or black women who may be coaches. But the fact that you really don't hear about a lot of black coaches, and girl, you finally got one, and bitch, you just fucked up $12.3 million over the next few years. I don't know when you're gonna find another gig like that. Like, do you know how much lack of self-control you have to the point where you just can't take your black ass to work, do your fucking job, tell them niggas what plays they need to run on the field, throw the football around a few times, yell at a couple of students, girl, stay after work a few times, you know what I'm saying, and then go home to your goddamn family and live a rich, fabulous life. And the thing is, people gonna cheat. Like I said, people cheat. People cheat all the time. People are not gonna stop cheating. Period. Girl. But if you I'm about to say something real trifling. If you gonna cheat, why just not cheat like you fucking bitches at your job? Like, nigga, you wanna lose your job. Like, girl, like, you ain't got no job. Like, you really wanna lose your job.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. And you're detaining me for nothing. And you about to lose your job. You ain't even got no job because you training. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Is this shit worth you losing your job? Because you about to.
You couldn't have had a mistress on the other side of town who ain't got nothing to do with the University of Michigan, wherever he was teaching. You couldn't have had you a mistress in New York, girl, California, girl, Brazil. Like, you had to mess with some girl at your job where you like, and now you caught up into some shit. And I also don't need anybody to tell. I know that, girl, people have relationships at work all the time. But y'all gonna have to start being smart about these relationships that you start at work. Especially when you are making this type of money. That is a lot of money to forfeit because you can't keep your dick in your goddamn hands. I don't grasp it. I can't. Bitch, we trying to get to the money. Nigga, you already at the money and you lost it just like that over some puss. Pussy ain't that good. I ain't never had none. Maybe it is. Maybe I need to try it. Baby, is pussy that good? Not no $12.3 million good. Hey, baby, it's not. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Girl, the macaroni ain't that good. It ain't. It ain't. Not no $12.3 million over no 3 years good. Mm-mm. 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 I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Anyways, now the gag is you ain't got your mistress, you ain't got your job. I think he's still with his wife. The wife probably ain't going nowhere. You know, for a lot of people, cheating or not, child, people will stay after infidelity or infidelities. It doesn't matter. So that bitch, I mean, she probably ain't going nowhere. But yeah, it is what it is. But he's unemployed. I don't know what he's going to do for work. And he might be going to jail. All right, y'all, let's move on. This is according to ABC News. So U.S. rapper Wiz Khalifa sentenced by Romanian court to 9 months for drug possession. Girl. American rapper Wiz Khalifa was sentenced by a court in Romania on Thursday to 9 months in jail for drug possession, more than a year after he took part in a music festival in the Eastern European country. Khalifa was stopped by Romanian police in July 2024 after allegedly smoking cannabis on stage at the Beach Pleased festival. Prosecutors said that the rapper was found in possession of more than 18 grams of cannabis and that he consumed some on stage. Girl. It isn't clear whether Romanian authorities will seek to file an extradition request since Khalifa is a U.S. citizen and doesn't reside in Romania. The 38-year-old Pittsburgh rapper rose to prominence with his breakout mixtape Kush plus Orange Juice. Girl. I don't know why y'all can't take y'all asses places and just sit down and be still and act like y'all got some sense. You can't even smoke everywhere in the United States. Okay? Most places. So I don't know why y'all think y'all can carry y'all black asses across the water, okay, and cut up and act a fool. Baby. I don't know if he gonna run. I don't know what's gonna happen to Wiz. But I know if they come and snatch him up, that 9 months in that jail is gonna feel like probably. What is gonna happen, y'all? Because I don't know. Will they try to get in contact with? I don't know how this happens. I mean, I don't know how this works. Do you think they will try to get him over there to serve his time? Or will they just be kind of like, girl, just let it go. He ain't coming back over here. He'll be the type of fool that will probably go back over there for another concert. Shout out to Wiz. Anyways, all right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all let me know what's going to happen with Wiz. Do y'all think he'll get extradited? Or do y'all think they'll just pay it? It needs to be a lesson learned. Y'all ain't learned nothing from Brittany Griner. What's her name? Brittany Griner, the lesbian. Shout out to Brittany. The lesbian, y'all ain't learned shit from Brittany. Y'all still going across the waters, acting like y'all ain't got no fucking sense. Bitch, you are not in California. Isn't it legal to smoke weed in California, in New York? I know it is in New York. I don't know about. I think it is in California too, right? And Vegas, right? I believe so. Don't quote me on that, girl. Don't go to no Vegas or baby. Don't go nowhere smoking if you gonna know. Don't be like what Rodney said. Rodney ain't said shit. Even if I did, baby, you should have did your due diligence and made sure before you started puffing and passing. Now your black ass is in jail. Cause Rodney not gonna be in jail. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.